This video presents an example of how to hedge using index futures. So if we're trying to calculate the number of contracts needed in order to hedge a portfolio, the formula we're going to use is the number of contracts equals VP divided by VF, and that whole term times the beta. Okay, so VP is the value of the portfolio. VF is the value of one futures contract. How do we find the value of one futures contract? We multiply the futures price times the contract size. Okay, multiply that times the beta. So let's dive right in. How would you hedge against a drop in the portfolio value using index futures? Okay, this is our example. There's 5 things given to us about this situation. The futures price of that S&P 500 contract is 1010. The size of the portfolio is 5,050,000. The spot price of the S&P 500 is 1,000. The beta is 1.5 of our portfolio. One contract is on $250 times the index. We have these 5 givens, and now we're going to try and find, first of all, how many contracts we're going to need to hedge the portfolio and what the portfolio value is going to be. So our goal, if we're really trying to hedge all the risk away of the portfolio, is we're going to be trying to get to a beta of 0. Okay, we want, no matter what happens to the market, we want our portfolio value to stay about the same. So to hedge against the drop in the portfolio, we short S&P 500 futures contracts. Okay, this is important. Oops. Okay, the number of contracts is short. Remember, is N equals VP divided by VF times beta. Okay, so we have all the information given to us. Our value for portfolio is 5,050,000. The value of the futures contract is 250 times 1010. Beta of our portfolio is 1.5. If we do that calculation, we get 30 contracts. What are we going to have to do? We're going to short 30 S&P 500 futures contracts in order to hedge our portfolio. So let's think about some more questions associated with that, okay, just to guide us to the process of how we're going about it. Now let's assume that our S&P 500, or the S&P 500, dropped to 900, and the new index futures price is 902. Okay, we started out with an S&P 500 of 1,000 and the futures price of 1010. Okay, the S&P 500 was 1,000, the futures price was 110. Now the S&P 500 is 900, the futures price is 902. So the first question is, what is the rate of return on the S&P 500? We need to basically, the goal is to find out what our portfolio value changed to, how much we lost in the portfolio value, then look at how much we gained using our futures position, then compare the two, and when we compare the two, we're going to find out what our overall portfolio value is after. Okay, and if it's very similar to each other, then we know that our hedge worked. So these 5 steps are guiding us to finding that final answer. Okay, so it says, what is the rate of return on the S&P 500? So a return is always the new price minus the old price divided by the old price. Okay, and if we do that, we get 900 minus 1,000 divided by 1,000, which is minus 0.1. Okay, which is the same thing as minus 10%. Now, based on that, we ask, what is the return of the portfolio? So if we know that the market changed by 10%, what are we changing by? So we have a beta of 1.5. We're going to use that. Our beta is 1.5, and that means that our portfolio return is beta times the market return, okay, which is beta times minus 10%, which is minus 15%, okay. If we do that as 1.5 times minus 10% equals minus 15%. So now what is our new portfolio value? Okay, the portfolio value is going to be a new portfolio value is whatever our portfolio value was before times 1 plus that rate, right? Whatever rate we have. Okay. Our portfolio value was 5,050,000. The rate is actually minus 15%. Okay, minus 15%. So 1 plus R is now going to be 1 minus 0.15. Okay, so we're going to get 5,050,000 times 0.85, which leaves us with 4,292,500. Now that's our new portfolio value. We've lost 15% of our value. We have 4,292,500 now. At the same time, we're going to see what were our dollar gains from the short position. Okay, we shorted 30 futures contracts. The price went down of the futures contract. If we're shorting and the price goes down, that means we've made a gain. Okay, so we're going to see what is our gain. Okay, the dollar gains on the short position is 30, is the number of contracts, times that change in price, which is 1010 minus 902, times 250, okay, because each futures contract is 250 times the index value, okay, and that is a gain of 810,000 if you multiply that out. So let's compare and see what is our total net port value after adding in both the terms. So what's our net combined value? Our net combined port value is equal to that 4,292,500 that our port is at now, plus the 810,000 that we just gained using the short position, and that totals out to 5,102,500. This is very close to our original value of 5,050,000. Okay, we were just a little bit off. We're trying to achieve a goal of not having our portfolio value move at all. So the best case scenario would be that we have 5,050,000. Okay, we have 5,102,000, so we are very close. So our hedge has worked. Okay, we can see that it worked. So how does this compare to the original portfolio value? Very close to original value. That means it's been a good hedge. We've hedged away the risk of the market falling by 10%. So if you think about it again, what did we attempt to change our beta to using the futures contracts? Okay, we wanted the market to have no impact on the portfolio value. Whatever the market does, we want our portfolio value to change the same. What does a beta represent? Beta represents how does our portfolio value change relative to the market. If beta is 1, our portfolio value changes at the same level as the market. We want no change to happen. Okay, so that means we wanted to attempt to make our beta equal to 0. Okay, attempt the beta equals 0. Hopefully this example has made it a little clearer for how the process of hedging using index futures works. We short some contracts if we're worried about the market dropping. Okay, to find the number of contracts, we use this formula, which compares the value of the portfolio to the value of the futures contracts. Multiply that by beta. We find the number of contracts we need to short. Okay, we use how much the portfolio value has changed, we find that out using the return of how much the market has dropped, how much our portfolio value has dropped therefore, then find out our new portfolio value. That's going to tell us basically how much we lost. At the same time, we're going to find out how many gains we made using the index futures. Then we sum them up. We sum up our new portfolio value and the gains we made using the futures position. We find out our total value at the end of that, and we hope that it's very close. Hopefully we've designed it well enough that it is very close to the original portfolio value if we want to eliminate the effects of the market altogether, which means that we're trying to achieve a beta of 0.